FPL lovers, welcome back to FPL Focus. It's me, Livesey Lovesit. I've got this week's league update. Who's been making great choices for their teams? Who's top of the league? New league leader. Who is team of the week? Let's go find out this week. When it came to FPL, who really loved it? It's your league update. FPL lovers, it's so good to be back. I've been really struggling the last few weeks with my arthritis, but hopefully that's behind me. Short version. Right, most importantly, FPL Game Week 10. How did we do? Who really loves it? Let's go and find out in the league and see. First things first though, let's see if anybody is watching the video now and isn't a member of the league. There's the code. Link is in the description below. Go click it now. Go join. As you can see, we have 33 members in our league now, which is great news. Lots of teams to sort of like analyse. Heading it up though, back to the top of the league after he's played his wild card is Alexander Yesman, also known as Big Nose Monkey, with Cannibal FC. 73 points this week. Obviously wasn't happy with being taken off the top of the league last week. Anybody who was looking will have noticed that. And this is his wildcard team. Interesting, quite big up top. Still fairly big at the back, but medium in the middle. So this is what a player with our highest rank has gone for. To be honest, I can't disagree. It's not too dissimilar where I'm aiming for. Probably by the time I get there, it will be a different way to play the game. But fair play. I think that was the choice. Back three last week. I think maybe you couldn't afford. I'm looking at it now. You couldn't have afforded Foden in there, so you've gone for Bernardo instead. Maybe this week, maybe you'll take James out and bring Foden in after the blank game week. Who knows? But fair play, well done to you, mate. Top of the league, absolutely. Yes, mate. So yes, man. Fantastic stuff. Let's go back. But who else has been doing well in the league this week? Our team of the week this week goes to lots of people climbing up and down, lots of movements. But where's our team of the week come this week? It's been quite a difficult choice because we have this week, look, let me show you. We have 3 teams on 81 points. We have an 85 point. This is our highest scoring team of the week. Witness Warriors, 85 points. But I'll show you. Unfortunately, you played your triple captain, mate, so I cannot. I'm not saying it was a bad choice, but I think there's better returns out there this week as a result. Yeah, not for me, I'm afraid. Not for team of the week anyway. But still a great return for the week. Let's have a look. We had 3 other teams on 81 points. Nathan Allen as well. And then final, Damian Williams. Both of those guys took a hit to get their 81 points. So in essence, 77 for the week. So our team of the week this week is bottom of the league, Chelvis FC, 81 points. Let's go and have a look and see why and how they've managed that. So first things first to note is the transfers. Amazing transfers this week. Out, Gundogan, Alexander-Arnold. In, Mount, Cancelo. Absolutely fantastic transfers. When you look and see the team, Mount and Cancelo, 30 points between them. For Gundogan, who didn't play, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who didn't play. Might as well not have done. So yeah, that is fantastic business. Hence, team of the week. Fantastic scores. I can see this team doing really well moving forward. Obviously, James is now a problem, possibly for everyone. Looks like he could be out for a while, but we shall await news on that. But what do I really like about this team? Well, I mean, first thing to note is there's no Haaland. I mean, possibly that's why you're down the bottom and you've had a great week this week, and maybe that's something for you to consider. Hidden talent, possibly, but things that people I do like. This is a player I really like. I've got my eye on for the future. Xhaka. Okay, lots of people have Andreas in their team, 4.5s, but Xhaka, if you're going to have a triple up first bench option, I think he's a really good choice. He's playing every week. He's getting attacking returns. He's in a much more advanced position. There's been 9 game weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4. Every other game week he's had a return, decent ones as well. He's had a double-digit haul in there, and he is playing in that more advanced role. I think Xhaka is a great option game week 13 onwards as a first bench option. I really do, or as an enabler. You know, if that's where you're up to. So that's what I think. So yeah, fantastic. Well done to you for Team of the Week. Martinelli with 12 points. Captain De Bruyne, he came in with 12 points. Oh, imagine if you captain Cancelo. That would have been nice. Well done for bringing in Cucurella. That was an inspired choice. Just worried about his minutes going forward, just as I am worried about Chilwell for myself. Still got Jesus in the team, so great stuff there. He's ticking along nicely, isn't he? After his early haul, he's just 5, 8, 6. There's only been 3 game weeks he hasn't had a return. Not the best one there, but I still think he's great value for money, and certainly not somebody to be transferring out in the long term. Great stuff. So you've got the lot on the bench. Iheanacho going for a little cheeky punt there. Bet we should have gone for Daka, but wouldn't have played anyway. No, great stuff. Let's see you moving up the league this week. Let's go and see what's the Fantasy Premier Tools website analysis gives us. So highlights of the week. So I've already said highest scoring manager of the week is Gareth Roll. Well done, climbing 7 places with your triple captain there. Josh, mate, hope you have a better week this week. Big fall, lost 5 places. We've already identified the fact that our hidden talent, 30 points gained on transfers. And this is something I am going to be really focusing on moving forward. I've had a couple of nightmares, but I will talk more personal about what's been going on with my team in the team selector video. Because I've made some huge errors in recent game weeks when it comes to transfers. Worst transfers this week. Somebody did worse than me. Robert Simpkins lost 13 points. Is that brother? Tom Simpkins, your brothers? Let me know if you are. That would be nice to know. I've got the best team value still. I've just got some of it tied up in the goalkeeping position, believe it or not, from an error. And hell when you need to make some transfers and buy some popular players and get some team value, you're going to struggle towards the end of the season. Harry Traoré still with our best all-time rank. Mid-table at the moment, but keep an eye on what that man's up to because he will make some great decisions. Follow him on FPL community on Twitter. Fantasy Football Eye Test, FFI Test. Most captain last week, no surprise. Haaland, I think he's a perma-captain for a lot of us. He's the most owned in teams, 90%. And interestingly, player I moved hell and earth to get in last week, Phil Foden, was the most transferred in. Not surprisingly, Alexander-Arnold is the most transferred out for last week. We'll go back and look at that a minute. One of the things I've noticed is that players towards the top of the league currently haven't played any of their chips, and that just might be a word of warning for anybody who's looking to play their chips. If you look towards the bottom of the league, lots of chips being used. I think this is people chasing some early ones, some more fairly recently. Just be careful with your chips, guys. There will be some double game weeks. We already know Man City are due one, Arsenal are due one for the game that's been carte blanche for next game week, in game week 12. For me, already, it's just like Haaland. When you've got your double game week, that will be on you. That's when the triple captain should be getting used, in my opinion. Tell me if you think it's any different. But just be careful with your chips. The other thing I noticed is I was looking at transfers. And there is a correlation between number of transfers. This one I don't quite understand. I'm wondering if that's 10. Mark, if you're watching, not so sure what's going on there because I thought we had a ghost team, but Ivan has been making transfers all season. As you can see, top rank now in our league is 320k. Lovely if we can get to the point where we're in the top 100k, so let's keep pushing for that. But up the top there, we've got Levi, Al Swiffen, who was last week's league leader. We were like 200 and something k. But let's keep pushing each other, guys. Let's keep pushing each other, definitely. Let me show you who was the most transferred in player ownership. So as we can see, our highest owned players currently Haaland, Trippier, Cancelo, James. Interestingly, the defence is looking pretty solid across our teams. Lots more action everywhere else. And then midfield, Andreas, Martinelli, and Nico Williams. We can already see the template popping up there. If we have a look and see which teams make up the template, that is, let me just make that bigger. Oh, is it not working, dark mode? There we go, mini league template. So here it is. Our most owned goalkeeper is currently still Ward, then Pope, and then Sanchez and Everson. So still a lot of Ward goalkeepers out there, even despite his early poor run of form. But Leicester do have some better fixtures, and he did have a return, I do believe, in game week 9. So maybe he can get 1 or 2 more. Not totally holding my breath, if I'm honest. Defenders, Trippier, 85% of teams now. He's one of the players I brought in. Cancelo, he's in most teams, as we can see. James, he's in most teams at the moment. I can expect that to change. And Nico Williams, that is pretty much the template. As you know, out in the world, midfielders, Martinelli, great value. Andreas, lots of people benches he came off last week. I bet you're very happy about that, guys. Maddison's made a lot of people's teams, the talismanic figure that is, along with Zaha for his great run of fixtures. Also, De Bruyne currently making up a third of people's teams. Interested to see no other Man City midfielders are quite making that at this moment in time. I would imagine that's because of the blank on its way, but we'll see moving forward. Salah dropping and dropping and dropping, ownership lower and lower, and I fully expect it to be lower again this week after another poor performance from him. And Luis Diaz also injured now as well. He's out of there. Haaland, 91% of teams. I'm impressed that anybody or who might be doing well without him. You know, show me your team if he is. Leave it in the comments below. But for me, he is an absolute essential, an absolute must-have, to the point I'm personally considering a 1 premium team moving forward. Jesus, still in a third of teams. Kane has crept back up. He is actually having a really good season, and it's going unnoticed due to this man's form, let's be honest. But he is having a very good season. I think any other season he would be top striker pick. Simple as that. Captain pick a lot of the game weeks as well. He's just not banging. He's just getting the odd goal hit. He's getting consistent returns. And then Tony's still in a lot of teams, has not really done it since his hat-trick, and he taunted those of us that managed to sell him that week, has he? But showing why we sold him, but maybe 1 game week early. Differentials, so the greatest owned differentials in our league with less than 10% overall ownership. De Silva still in a lot of teams. I'm imagining he's in the bench. Gordon, he's in mine as well. Bowen, I'm expecting that to increase. He's on penalties, which is great news for you Bowen owners. Got some good fixtures, and West Ham look like they could be coming into a little bit of form. Antonio coming off the bench late on to score as well there. Skamaka starting to make some waves in his position also. Wilson, if he can stay fit, he is always a great player to have in your team. Only problem is, how long will he be in your team for? If you're happy to take that, then go for it, I say. And then Soufal is making a comeback for the first time this season. As you can see, players transferred in last week all over the place. We're only 30 teams, but Foden was the most transferred in player. So lots of people thinking along the same lines of me, Maddison and Zaha. So a lot of people strengthening their midfield last week. And this sort of £7 to £8 million player as well seems to be becoming more popular. Trossard making some teams as well. Now he's more of a seems to be playing more of a number 10 role for Brighton, more attacking. No Neil Maupay there anymore, so lots of opportunities for Trossard. Could be a great bargain signing. And then those who haven't signed Trippier before are now eventually getting him in, as we can see. Transferred out players people have given up on. Sinistera, a few people went there. A few people abandoned Mitrovic due to his injury. Don't blame you. Could be back this game week, we shall see. A few people giving up on Rashford. But the biggest one, the must-have defender at the start of the season, who is great value at 7.5s because he has access to clean sheets, he has access to attacker returns, access to bonus points. He's a goner. He's a goner. His season is he's out of teams. Most of them, those who kept the faith a bit longer, I think, finally gave up and have cashed in. Interesting times. Where have they gone? Where have we gone? Defenders wise, one person went to James, Nico Williams, Cancelo, Kilman. Oh no, that's out. Duh. Trippier, Perisic, someone back in for Perisic. Mings from Aston Villa. Some not bad fixtures for Aston Villa. One for Cancelo. Nothing major standing out. Nothing major standing out. Right then, guys, that is it for the league update this week. Thanks for joining me. It's great to be back. Lots of exciting things coming up. I'll tell you more about that in the coming videos and streams, etc. over the few days. But I am definitely back. It's as simple as that. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe to the channel below. Please hit the like button. Really helps me to grow the channel. I really need to now. And yeah, see you soon on FPL Focus. Bye.